Hello and welcome to another Mini Indie Showcase Dev Convo. Joining me today on the 6-1 side is Matt. Uh,
Hey.
I am Kyle, and we are here with Heckle from Mr. Dev Studio, the dev behind the gorgeous looking horror game
Mm.
Horla. So, Heckle, thanks so much for joining us.
All right, thank you for your time and
Yeah.
for talking with me and talk about our project. I'm very happy to be here. I think this is the mostly the first interview that I give for
Oh, sweet.
this kind of event. So you're going to, as we say here in Brazil, take my virginity from interviews.
Well, we're very happy to do that with this game for sure. Tell us a little bit about yourself and like where you're from in Brazil.
So right, my name is Guilherme Heckel. I am game developer from Brazil. I live in the extreme south of Brazil, in the state of Rio Grande do Sul. It's very close to Uruguay, so if you know gauchos and barbecues and fogo de chão, this is mostly where I came from. Like we are very in the south, we are a very cold state here in Brazil. Most places in Brazil, people think oh, it's like beaches and
Yeah.
summer and hot temperatures, but here in the south is very cold. Uh, so yeah, and I was graduated in game development in the University of Vale here in Brazil. I graduated in 2015. So in 2016, me and my other partner Leandro, we have started doing some games for fun, testing and trying to understand how it works the game market.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And so we founded Mr. Dev Studio. And mainly we started as a outsourcing company for other developers here in Brazil.
Mhm.
Developers who need programmers, artists that we could provide this type of service. We
Mhm.
have worked in since then we have working a lot of different projects. We have working on mobile, on PC, on VR or HR or augmented reality,
Mhm.
and we have worked already in crypto games, but mostly because we were like in following the trends and trying to get experience in game development. We have developed some of our own projects as well. We mostly for educational and cultural aspect projects here in Brazil, like showing the culture of here using games and technologies, kind of stuff. And since last year, we started to focusing on developing our own projects or
Mhm.
for PC and console right now. We are developing some games that we have intentions to launch in the following months or years. And one of these projects is Orla. So Orla, and I'll continue to talking here.
Sure. Yeah.
Uh, Orla is a horror game that you is more focused on the psychological aspect of horror, like if your character is going crazy and this kind of stuff. It's not like uh, we are try to not follow so many tropes of the genre of horror genre, like the big monster that keeps following
Mhm.
you, or I don't know the one thing that annoys me personally that annoys me in horror games, like you are walking to this spooky house or environment in like your character following he finds a note that like a big line of text that you like
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
breaks the immersion, like oh this is a reading simulator, not a horror game. But yeah, Orla is uh, I like to say Orla is like a haunted ghost that keeps following me, because the origin of this project was like back in 2013 when I was cursing the game graduation. Me and my partner we made a game on the university. Was more like an 2D adventure game. So right now we like 10 years after, mostly 10 years after we my partner spoke, oh let's create a game. Oh we have made this nice game back then, but let's try to update. So we make this first person horror game with this distinguishable visual that I am very fan of Mike Mignola, the creator of
Oh yeah.
I was
Hellboy.
gonna ask. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan. And all her games like they mostly focus on the realistic aspect, to give more immersion for the players.
Mm-hmm.
So in this game we are trying to create like, oh, the first image that you see of our game, you are going to recognize, oh, this is Orla. This is not a realistic scenario
Hmm.
that could be confused about other games. And this game like is a very big project that we have been developing. There's a very big team for that demo. Like was most involved 6 to 7 people in the
Mm-hmm.
development, like programmers, artists, writers, sound designers, and voice actors as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we are very happy with the results. And
It's awesome.
yeah, yeah. Our, and for the story, like the story of the game, like it's it's based on the original tale because Orla is a horror tale that was written by a French guy, Guy de Massupin. And he wrote this like in the 1800s.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we are adapting to a new story that we are a detective who fought the World War II, and he had these traumas from the war, and he keeps in his contract to investigate this old house. And while this investigate, he's haunted by this ghost, and in in traumas from his past comes to life. Like we want to bring this immersion from the player, like for like a PTSD simulator, like for from the
Sure.
war.
Yeah. Can I ask why horror? What makes a horror game so intriguing to develop and make?
Yeah, our studio, like me and my partner Leandro, we associated. We have discussed like, oh, we are going to make games, all right. But which type of game you want we will develop? Like, what games do we enjoy? So like my associate, he likes, oh, he likes Medal of Honor, Call of Duty, these shooter games like Battlefields. I like more like Bioshock or
Hmm.
Wolfenstein. These more shooters focusing more in campaign. And we want to make first person games, like games that will be first person, and games like there's stories that we would like to tell. And we have some other projects that we will developing after Orla, but Orla is like the footprint what kind of games we want to develop later. So yeah, the horror genre is like, I would say, uh most of horror games like they know they know specific like the high quality of gameplay. Most of horror games are very indie. There are
Hmm.
many simple mechanics, so it's more like, you could say it's easier, but it's difficult as well. But it's not so complex to develop a horror game than a shooter. Like shooter is more technical. Is more there's need more creation for specific mechanics for like a multiplayer as well. So
Yeah.
in this game, we are more focusing more content scenario with gameplay and like I personally like I like horror, but I'm most fan of the aesthetic of the horror genre, like the dark and creepy and
Hmm.
this kind of stuff. So
So
it's
like an amnesia.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. My partner, my associate Leandro, he's not so fan of horror because he keeps play our game and gets scared. But yeah, but yeah, I like we are like this experience and trying to in develop this game as well.
Sweet. Yeah. You mentioned it briefly. We were so taken aback when we were looking through all the submissions and we clicked on Horla and just was blown away by how it looked.
Oh
And
yeah.
you mentioned the inspiration from Mike Mignola, the Hellboy artist. What about his artwork draws you in? I mean, obviously, I know it's an obvious question, but like, I want to get your answer so you can just
Review
kind of like
art.
Yeah,
gush about it. Yeah, exactly, right.
yeah, like his work is like all top of the mind. Like he's like makes this dark, unique visual style and so minimalistic. Like so on the using few colors, few details on the visuals, and he can create this dark atmosphere just in the pages of a comic book.
Hmm.
And this is like, and no one can make the work like he do because he created and people try to mimic. We try to mimic, but in this kind of way, we still see that we can improve more the visual style of the game. I want to we uh, in the last days we have some like, oh, we if you do that and that and try to improve these kind of things, but we still need to still try to be happy what we art result that we accomplish. But yeah, I as I told before, I like the aesthetic of the horror genre, like the gothic and dark visuals and the huge contrast of the dark and the light.
Hmm.
So Mike Mignola fits as well, like because it's a the the ink coloring like it's a huge contrast, like the lightning and the black pages, like and this we think that we this accomplishes very well in the horror genre because you have to keep exploring dark corridors or dark places, and you have few lighting sources to see what is around you in the environment.
No,
Very cool.
you absolutely achieved it. The game looks phenomenal, and definitely the sharp black shadows with the contrast of the colors looks amazing. Closer to Amnesia, or is there combat like other horror games? Was literally the rest of the question.
Yeah, on our game you are not focusing on combat or like you can kill the monster. You just keeping. Oh, you're not hearing me.
Oh no, we
Oh,
can hear you.
We can hear
oh,
you.
you can hear me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but my line is not moving.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, that's strange.
Yeah, but I
Um,
will talk if you keeping hearing me.
I can
So,
see your
yeah,
waves. So
it's moving.
all right. Uh, yeah, our game will not have a confrontation with the ghost and the monsters that keep appearing. Our focus is more in storytelling,
Hmm.
thrilling experience, like in you keep are focusing on exploring the environment. The ghost aspect. We are trying to bring this experience like it's not the ghost, it's the house is trying to kill you. Like the ghost control the house, and the house, like the environment keeps changing and try to trick you and keep you leaving you to places or like you are, we are we have so many ideas that we want to develop and we are planning for the game, like you're keeping falling into this corridor and like when you turn the corner of the corridor like you are in a minefield like with explosive mines on the floor and we like need to avoid them to not die, or like you are having flashbacks from the past, you are teleported from your flashback on the
Hmm.
war, like you have to survive in the battlefields with bullets flying to the sky and bombs, like and try to keep the Amnesia have launched a new game, the Amnesia Bunker, that
Hmm.
have some these type of things that you want to bring, and like we we are more focused like that. Uh, the monster aspect is more like in the environment
Hmm.
that we could bring.
It's more of a presence than it is an
Yeah.
immediate threat to be taken care of. That's good. I love that in horror, where it's more of an unknown than something tangible that you can just get rid of. That's awesome.
yeah, it sounds like a good time. A scary time, but a good time. Uh, what when you're not working on Horla, what other indie games are you playing that inspire you to be a game dev?
As I say, what heavily mostly inspired was Bioshock. I
Sure.
am
Hmm.
a huge fan of Bioshock franchise, and I am very happy that Ken Levine comes back as a studio, and he has already finally come up with his game, like the Judas.
Hmm.
I think it
Hmm.
was.
Yep.
I I love I love the project that he have made in his in his last company on Irrational Games, and seeing what he's been developing is very cool. I still did not play. I didn't have time to play Atomic Hearts, but it's a game
Mm.
that I will love to play as I have time. Right now, I didn't have some sort of time to play some type of games. Uh, but I like that experience of action, exploring stories and twisting visions of different creators. And I'm not such a fan of like farming and
Hmm.
cozy games. I like more story driven and action. Last week I have played Firewatch,
Oh,
amazing game, and yeah, I was trying to play Alien Isolation.
oh yeah,
I didn't play yet this game, but I want to play it.
it's a hard game.
Eh, yeah, and and Nintendo games as well. I have played. I have just played Mario Odyssey and was just a blast of experience. Like it's like the most polished and nice experience that I have played in years. Like
Hmm.
I was playing Mario Odyssey. I was just thinking, oh my god, what are you doing here? What other companies are doing? Why people don't take what Nintendo are doing and do exactly that? Because this is it. It's just game pure enjoyable gameplay experience. And yeah, I
Mhm.
we took inspiration by that. We hope that we can create amazing experience, stories, and enjoyable gameplay for players.
Absolutely. Yeah. And on that note, when can we expect to play Horla and where?
So right now we have a demo that is playable on itch.io. You can just search for Orla,
Mhm.
Horla, on the itch.io. We have a itch.io page with other projects that we have been developing on. Uh, right now we are still uh, we are developing Orla. Yeah, we are writing the documentation of the project. We are talking with other companies, publishers, investors, and making market strategies for this game.
Mhm.
Uh, the full game, I think, would be mostly for next year, in the of next year. But yeah, we are still developing Orla. We are developing other games as well
Hmm.
that we have intentions to launch. So, but yeah, if you can right now experience what we have intentions to develop on each IO.
Sweet. That's awesome. So please go do that. I hope everyone dug what we saw during the showcase,
Mm.
like we did. Heckled, thank you so much for joining us and again for allowing us to show off the game on our little indie showcase. Cannot wait to play the full thing. So thank you so much.
Oh, thank you again, Kyle. Thank you again, Matt. And yeah, thank you for the opportunity to talk about my company, Mr. Dev Studio, and talk more about Orla is a nice experience that we are thrilling to keeping posting news and share with more with people as well.
Absolutely. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button here on youtube.com/61indie for more dev convos for a bunch of other games from the showcase, as well as the showcase itself, which should be up here on the channel if everything worked. I hope it did. We're recording this a month beforehand, so future Kyle, I hope everything went great. We love you very much. Play more indies, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.